Welcome to Good News Week, and the big news: enormous deficits, tiny rugby league players, Serbian nutbags, unpopular popes, and great Australian beer guts. According... We'd have some more energy if we didn't drink so... Yeah, I think this one's just for you, fellas. According to the latest Bureau of Statistics health survey, we're becoming fatter, drunker, and sicker. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Fat, drunk, sick. Definitely stupider. Just let me get through the joke, and then we'll go back to your Pavlovian response, OK? Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Fat, drunks... No! Stupid! OK. Is it wrong to put a muzzle on the entire audience? Why didn't we foresee this coming? OK, just a bit of silence. I'll tell you when you can start talking again. Aussie, 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 fat, drunk, sick.
Oi, oi, oi.
Shut up! Fatter, drunker, stupider. I don't know if you understand the concept of television. OK, yeah, but at home you can talk to the television. When you come to the show, you don't keep talking to me. God bless you, God keep you, God love you. The survey also found 1 in 5 Australians drink alcohol at a level that poses a risk to their health, and the rest of us drink way too much. This is disturbing. More than 150 people a day are dobbing in their neighbours, colleagues and mates to the tax office. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't let the neighbours use your pool. Or your helicopter. 55,000 tip-offs were made in the past financial year, netting the tax office over $100 million. Come on, Australia. If the rest of us start backstabbing a few mates, we can get this budget back into surplus. But many of those tip-offs were made under duress by people who rang the tax evasion hotline thinking it would give them tips on how to evade tax. And when it didn't, they quickly dobbed in the first person they could think of. Mary McKillop. Yes, she is dead. Thank you again for joining in. Thank you. Do we have to have that little talk again? You're like a human goldfish, aren't you? Another new survey says 47% of women and 44% of men have had a drunken sexual encounter they later regretted. Which means 3% of women had a drunken sexual encounter by themselves. When it comes to how often a couple should have sex, 1/4 think 3 times a week is ideal. The other 3/4 are women. 36% of gents said they'd like to have more sex compared to 29% of ladies. Fellas, it's simple. If you want to have more sex, you're just going to have to do it with each other. And that's the good news.
It's good news week. Someone dropped a bomb somewhere, contaminating the atmosphere and blackening the sky. It's good news week. Someone found a way to give the rotting dead a will to live, go on and never die. It's good news week. It's good news week. It's good news week.
Thank you. Thank you, good evening. Tonight, because we couldn't get a job on the footy show, gentleman, scholar, cuddly bear, Mikey Robbins. She's a comedian, she's an author, she's not afraid of you, Gretel Killeen. And the tall, thin and red delicious, Tom Gleeson. And they're staring into the glare from the little ray of sunshine, Claire Hooper. Hooper, hoopsie. Direct from the Enmore Theatre in Sydney, the writer, composer and star of Shane Warne the Musical, Eddie Perfect. And that guy, Akmal Saleh.
We ran out of time.
Oh, that's too thin. How fantastic. How are you?
Hello. I'm
You good?
Yeah,
We haven't had you back because you drove us crazy the last few times.
But you've had me back now.
Exactly.
You forget. You'll remember very quickly soon.
Eddie, how's it going with the musical?
Look, it's going fantastic. We're about to, we're about to rock Sydney, and we're in the Enmore Theatre, which is very rock and roll.
Well, you know, the Stones performed there.
Yeah.
And I was there,
Totally.
me and Claire, we did a debate there, and I was sitting on the toilet and thinking, this is where Mick Jagger probably sat. It's just something I thought. But you'll think that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I've been licking the
Yeah.
toilet trying to get
Oh, yeah.
rock residue off.
I saw the musical. It's spectacular.
Oh,
I thought
nice.
it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I haven't seen it, but I think it's wonderful. Probably the best musical.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's wonderful.
And I did see it, and I'm indifferent. But, but I'm sure people will like it.
Has Shane Warne seen it?
He's seen it twice.
Has he tried
He came to opening night, and because all I'd heard was he hated it. You know, like he was like, it was how he's outraged. How can someone do this without my permission? So when he saw it, that was pretty much the position I thought he was taking, and then he invited me to come and
Did he
have a
text
drink
you?
with him. No, that came later. Much later. So I went across and had a drink with him, and he really loved it, and he came on opening night, and he even came out and took a little bow, and there was this really weird moment where he took a bow and he was really nervous, and I thought, man, he's used to standing in front of thousands of people, and I knew that, that was kind of the end, and I had to lead him off stage, and in a really strange, impulsive moment, I took his hand. And as soon as I did that, I went, oh, that was wrong, I shouldn't have done that. And then we realised, I'm not going to let go, so I held Shane's hand for a little while, and then we walked off stage hand in hand.
You've got to be careful, because he's used to holding balls.
That's right. Yeah, good grip.
Yeah.
He brings a level of class we haven't seen in this show for quite some time. Gretel, how are you?
I'm very well. You know, I remember Akmal from when he was shy.
Yes, I used to have hair.
Yeah, I hadn't
And
recognised
I was
you.
blonde, I wasn't an Arab, I was Swedish.
Oh, you did. That is absolutely true. You were nicer then as well.
And Tom, got into the Logies.
Yeah, I snuck into the Logies, and the way I did it was, it's a really good trick. I snuck in through the front door. Paul helped me get in. What Paul said, I was actually behind the red rope, and Paul said, oh, it's just a tiny red rope, just step over it. So I stepped over it, and then I walked straight in, had a glass of champagne, said hello to everyone, and then got booted out. I got booted out through the front door, and I had to walk backwards down the red carpet. How weird's that?
We don't want to cause a riot, but next year, that's how easy it is. The opening salvo is, what's the story? Mikey, Gretel, Tom, you're up.
Oh, lucky us.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Backwards, it's backwards.
Oh, still intact.
Okay.
That's
On the moon.
Spacewalk.
Yes.
and, oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's something.
Bloodshot eye.
That's God throwing a brown eye.
That's Uranus.
Okay.
It's obviously to do with the space shuttle, which has gone into space, which is probably the best place for it because it's.
The recent one. It must be the recent
Yeah,
one.
something to do with photographing space, because they had that photograph of space.
Well, actually, they've gone up to repair the Hubble telescope because basically it's a piece of crap.
But, you know, it's funny you should mention, because I do wonder, what does Hubble actually look like? They have a telescope named after him.
I don't know. He probably looks large and convex. That's for all the science kids.
Yes. Well, they have a beaker joke coming up.
Nerds all over Australia just pissed themselves laughing. The space shuttle has had to go up because for about the umpteenth time that we've had to go. Isn't this frigging thing under warranty?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it always needs to be fixed.
I think I saw it, it went missing for a while, and then it showed up at cash converters. But you know what it is? The Hubble thing is basically, because it was invented by man, it's basically a very complex way of perving at prehistoric women. Yes. Because...
Akmal, please explain.
Well, it's meant to basically go into like how the Big Bang started, and basically, but men, being men, are wanting to perv on cave women.
Because we're still receiving light from planets that don't exist anymore, and likewise, we're still receiving light of nude people having sex thousands of years ago. So that's what they're looking for.
Are you you really a science nerd?
No, he's a pervy.
I'm going to leave that question hanging. They have 10 points, ladies and gentlemen, taking us into the game, more or less. As we speak, 7 astronauts are trying to repair the $9 billion Hubble telescope, the most dangerous shuttle mission NASA has ever attempted. It's a telescope. You think they'd have seen this coming. The team... after all the filth, something pretty. The team is led by former Navy pilot Scott Altman, who doubled for Tom Cruise in Top Gun. Commander Altman is understandably nervous. Having worked with Cruise, he's seen what aliens can do to a man. If the shuttle becomes stranded, we have to send another shuttle to rescue it. And if that shuttle becomes stranded, we'll have to send Richard Branson to rescue that one. And if Richard Branson becomes stranded, mission accomplished! Claire, Eddie, Akmal.
Yes.
Hop in.
It's that guy. Him.
Oh, nice.
Him. He's... and...
Kids filming the beach.
Here's your porn.
And there he is. Oh!
Oh, yeah. Jesus, his wife must be happy.
I think that's one of those lines that you can apply to anything.
Oh, right,
like as the actress said to the bishop.
Oh, okay.
General thing.
I look like a cock.
This is a cool story. This happened just recently, right? And this guy was jogging, apparently, and he saw a kangaroo, and this is in the Gold Coast, and the kangaroo was basically drowning, and, which means...
saw it hop out, go for a bit of a swim, and then just keep swimming out.
Yeah, because even a kangaroo would rather drown than live on the Gold Coast. Have you seen, like, because, the Gold Coast, he must have looked around and saw all his relatives' scrotums made out of purses and stuff.
I think it's the other way around, mate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the other way. It doesn't matter,
Wow, this one's got 20 cents in it.
I seem to have 2 pouches.
Yeah.
What kind of man jogs with a wetsuit with his surfboard?
And a surfboard.
And how... I don't know about
It's a bit
that.
sus.
It's like the dude's taking budgie smugglers to the next level.
And the thing, we're gonna see kangaroos at sea. What's next? We're gonna do like sharks in the bedroom.
Well, no.
Wait a minute.
This is the thing.
Seamlessly folding 2 stories into each other.
Yeah, well, I read that. I read that he claimed that there were sharks circling the whole time.
Rubbish. There wasn't one in the footage. I think the kangaroo wanted to go for a swim. The guy's just annoying.
What happens is they actually prefer not to swim because their pouch fills up with water and it just holds them back.
But that helps them float.
While we discuss this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to give them 10 points and move on. Write in, tell us your stories about kangaroos swimming in your neighbourhood. This week's Dinky Die Aussie hero is 48-year-old Neil McCullum, who rescued a drowning kangaroo off a Gold Coast beach. When kangaroos start drowning, sea levels are definitely on the rise. He managed to get the roo ashore, but doesn't claim to be a hero or an expert, which is probably why he tried to give it mouth to pouch. Yeah, that's a good image, isn't it? The kangaroo had swallowed a lot of water, but Neil got all of it out by pumping the tail up and down. Amazingly, the roo survived. Once ashore, it hopped up to the beach, onto the road, and was flattened by a passing road train. So after one life-saving round of Good News Week, the Robbins team are on 10 points, the Hooper team 10 points. Coming up, Woo! During the break, as rugby league took its balls and went home, both teams were given 3 clues to a recent strange but true story. Robbins, Killeen and Gleeson have Uncle Sam.
Are you happy?
I want you.
But we have to notice it's got moons on it, not stars.
No.
Interesting.
I should wear it at a rakish angle.
You are a riverboat gambler.
I must admit, would that freak the wife out if I came home like this? Hi, Dom, I'm getting to KFC and doing it twice.
The thing I like is you gave someone a Brazilian and then put it on your chin.
Yes, slightly older lady as well.
Can we move on?
Wear it with pride. With pride.
Well, the pensioners gained some things in the budgets. They lost. Here you go, $30. Now come over here. Whip! Thank you.
We also have
We also have
automatic
this.
weapons.
And seeing as you look like America...
And we also have this.
Yeah, yo. Come on, bitches, it's MC Tom coming at you. Don't let no one tell you that I'm a whinger. That's why most fools are the ginger ninja. Boom! Take it, feel it, bass.
He's trying to be like street, but he's trying to drop it, but he thought, I better not damage it.
I was going, I'm going to drop this and look real hardcore, but I still want to get asked back for some other show later this year.
Very street.
And Hooper, Perfect and Saleh got a donation.
Oh, don't encourage her.
From the kangaroo.
Yeah, I know. Not only did they not give me a nose, but this food smells funny.
I'm sorry, it's the only way we can get Paul on stage.
I'm going to give you a point for that. We also have a picture frame.
Yes, this is the Akmal Lisa. The eyes follow you.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
And finally this.
I've got you under my skin. I should be looking at you, shouldn't I? I've got you deep in the heart of me. Let's do it chronologically now. So deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. Oh, it's got animals. It's hot. I've got you under my skin. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Eddie, did you feel intimidated when you saw me perform my song?
Yeah. You got fat beats, you know, it's hard to compete with fat beats.
Yeah.
My beats were pretty fat, eh?
Yeah,
All will be revealed at the end of the show. Right now, the game called Giving Headline. Mikey Robbins, what's all this about?
Oh, tell me, mate.
Rudd gets a bunker.
Who's a lucky boy, then? Basically, I always assumed we would have one of these.
Yes.
In Parliament House, there's like, you know, a panic room. I'll never get Wayne Swan out of that. And so the Prime Minister's going to have a bunker, which means he's now got somewhere to hide his porn.
But is he not the only guy who's allowed in it? How do they decide who gets in there in an emergency?
I suppose, you have to take him and then Julia Gillard, and between them, after the Holocaust, they could breed a new super race. Oh, my God!
And you know what? They look like Tommy.
Thank you, Kevin 07.
Apparently, if someone blows up a bomb and he can't get to the bunker quick enough, all he has to do is just hide behind Joe Hockey.
When I first saw this headline, I actually thought it was something to do with Rudd. I thought there was something to do with Rudd bunking or something. And then I thought,
Top bunk.
Didn't know he played rugby league.
Too soon? Too soon?
Too soon.
You do have it right, by the way. And here's the last one. Brains, the secret to a good orgasm.
I wouldn't know about that.
No, this is the Thunderbird puppets are at it again. It's always the scientist.
Now, this is how you get a good orgasm if you're having sex with a zombie.
Why are you doing that with your hand?
Yeah, Tom showed it. While Tom was doing that, he was sitting there going... I think it's got something to do with, you know, the more intelligent you are, the better orgasm you have, which is why Paris Hilton can never be satisfied.
No, but it's also... The reason is that that for a lot of women, I mean, I don't even think of orgasm as something a man has, but the reason women need a good imagination to have an orgasm, and that's why the brighter you are, the better off you are.
Yeah, and that's also why Stephen Hawking is really easy to get off.
We're touching a lot of sensitive issues already in the show, aren't we?
Actually, if we can get together Jennifer Hawkins and Stephen Hawkins, that's one hell of a bad porno.
Yeah.
Intelligent women have better orgasms.
Yeah, of course
because
they do.
Okay.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's it. Well, British research...
Well, the ones who are with me do, anyway.
British researchers have found women with emotional intelligence, the ability to express their feelings and read the feelings of others, have twice as many orgasms as...
Excuse me?
Hey, so Saleh, if you don't come, it's your dumb fault. Hey, you beauty.
Maybe they're just...
Yeah, just not smart enough.
I'll tell you what, I had a brainy chicken here last week. She loved it. What's wrong with you, idiot?
I think what we'll find is that these bright women are just better actors.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the last thing we need...
Maybe the intelligent women are just a lot better at picking the guy they shouldn't go home with. No, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it for me. He's not... Oh, there's one. You know, maybe that's all it is.
I'll choose the one with the penis. That's what they think.
It's usually not an optional extra.
It is where I grew up.
Okay. Then, with something or other, we're going to move on to Claire now. Claire, ready to give some good headline. A wee drink, anyone?
This might be the story about New Zealand wines. Because, like, whatever you call them, winistas,
Sauvignon
wine
Blanc.
connoisseurs, yeah,
The Sauvignon Blanc.
have identified one of the very important tastes in Sauv Blanc as being cat's urine.
We're talking Marlborough here, like Marlborough's. I can get
I
shares in Marlborough
believe
drinks
so,
much of it.
yeah. I know.
But how does the cat's urine get in the bottle?
It's really hard. You've got to hold the cat.
Yeah, I mean, how
You've got to twist the cat.
Yeah.
does it work? Is it a... OK, a squeezing motion?
You get the best piss from the last two twists.
Sometimes you can actually, if you get a tomcat, you can just set it up in an alley and just let it shoot it at your bottle. Bang.
That's why when they test the wine, they spit it.
Yeah.
Because it's wee-wee.
Can you name any of the other core aromas?
Asparagus was
Yes,
one of them.
asparagus, yes.
Passion fruit.
Yes, what type of passion fruit?
Sweaty passion fruit.
Sweaty passion fruit, they have it all, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
5 points.
What is a sweaty passion fruit?
Gee, I don't think we need to draw the image, but when I think of sweaty passion fruit, I think of something else.
But what do you think of?
Testicles.
I think if someone's sitting on a fruit salad.
I thought of Todd McKenny in a park.
All right, next one.
Smart way to find love.
It's a woman get bigger orgasms. They're smart.
Sex and love are different things, Akmal.
Oh, are they?
And orgasms and sex and love are all
Wow,
different
you've got a
words.
very warped view of the world.
I know, frightening.
I think there's a dating website that's divided itself into two sections, and there's a smart love section. So basically, if you fulfil an IQ requirement, you can date only other intelligent people.
You do a Sudoku,
Well,
and yeah.
Yeah, you do a Sudoku. If you can complete it, then you're in, and you get to meet other good Sudoku completers. And I just think it's only fair because internet love shouldn't only be for bogans, and we need to start. We actually need to start breeding up the master race, and this is the way to do it because the humans of the future need to be highly intelligent people that require no natural light and can live off 2-minute noodles.
I'm feeling uncomfortable with the amount of blonde hair over there on that team.
Yeah.
It's unsettling, and the words master race, yeah. Good combination. They do have it right, though, ladies and gentlemen, so 15 points for them. Have we got a website for you? IntelligentPeople.com, the online dating agency for those with IQs in the top 15% of the population. It's the place to go if you'd rather be boffin or boffin, or if you're keen to get a bit of smart ass. But first, you have to pass a stringent IQ test. From 100,000 applicants, only 13,000 have qualified. Of those, just 60 come from Australia, and 5 of them are Dr. Carl. Wow. The site is perfect for intelligent women who want a man with a huge vocabulary and a deeply probing mind, who can go all night on any subject, and ideal for intelligent men who want a woman with a perfectly formed set of theorems and a hot, quivering thirst for knowledge, who like to root. Some of the more swinging smarties admit they'd like to try a piesome, which is close to a threesome, but goes on forever. The good news is an alternative service is available which gives lonely, stupid people the chance to connect with even lonelier, stupid people. It's called Twitter. Over there now, 26 points. Over there, 25 points. Coming up, the garbage bin of truth.
It's good news week.
This is 7 things for the bin. Each player has to suggest something from the news they'd like thrown out and never spoken of again. It could be a person, a company, a halfback. Anything that's pissing them off. Mr. Robbins, would you like to chuck something in the bin? What have you got on offer today?
I thought I'd never ever say these words, but I never want to hear the words group sex or gang bang for the next 12 months. No.
And then after that, you're happy to hear it?
I never thought you'd say it either because I mostly hear it from you.
Posed as a question. Yeah, I wouldn't mind not hearing NRL again for a long, long time.
You know what you can do? Just move to Melbourne like me and you'll never hear about it ever again.
But can you tell...
What's this group sex thing you keep talking about?
Yeah. Oh, where you live, they say, what's this electricity thing you keep talking about?
Okay. Anyone else got anything for the bin?
Yes, I've got one.
What a surprise.
Yes. I'm full of surprises. I'm sick of people who are short, even shorter than me, being called sexy. Because, you know, from my experience, short men are not sexy. You never see a beautiful woman go up to a jockey and say, wow, you're really hot. I'd like to get you in the sack. Unless she's actually holding a sack. You know? Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I never want to hear about ever again? I don't want to hear about Gretel's new haircut. I don't care. I get a new haircut. No one cares. I went from a number 3 to a number 2. No one gives a shit.
I like it. I like the fire in there.
The sad thing is that you can go from a number 3 to a number 2 and nobody notices.
And that's just because of my profile.
What does that mean?
No, it's in my profile. My public profile.
Oh, I thought you meant like your mugshot for the police. That's a different thing altogether, isn't it? Yes.
Mine is a mild one, but I looked in some of those magazines for what's hot and what's not, and I thought I'll take those tips. And apparently it's quite fashionable in New York to walk around with a pet on your shoulder or on your head. And I saw a woman here, and I went up to her and I said, isn't that cute? I thought she had a cat on her head. And she didn't.
Yes.
So poo.
Poo for them.
I have had absolutely enough of ladies, young ladies, in music videos doing this move. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Cyndi Lauper can pull this off, and since her, nobody ever has. And
but what is
it's
that?
It's essentially meant to be sexy because it's I'm waking up from the Rohypnol.
But it's very...
The subtext is everything.
But see, I mean, the thing is, that's sexy, but if you do this, that's suddenly just, you got nits.
I must say, just on the young girls thing, I'm a bit sick of seeing girls' bums in very short dresses.
Oh, me too.
Shocker.
Sick of it.
I'm a bit sick of it.
I know, I'm sick of it
that.
too.
I'm over
sick of it. You're lying down in a public toilet with your little camera for hours on end. It gets annoying.
Every time.
My beef. I've been out of kind of media context. I'm about to have a baby. My partner Lucy and I are about to have a baby, and so I've been immersed in baby books, and they're written by women and they're written for women, and so you're expected to read them, of course. And I'm interested, and I read them. And they have these patronising breakout boxes for the dads to be like, you may want to get involved in your child's life. You're pregnant too. You know, you may want to buy some clothes. You may want to think about, you know.
But what would you?
You're like, why don't they come out and say what they mean? Which is asshole. Stop being such a dickhead. It's not patronising. So I'm getting sick of the baby books. Over it.
Yes.
They need to write one for dads. All it needs is a guy on the front cover going, what the fuck? That's
No, what it needs is a guy on the cover going, sorry.
Here's one thing that's been annoying me since the budget. There's been constant talks about changing infrastructure in the cities and public transport. I keep hearing this phrase over and over again, light rail. I know by experience, anything with the word light in front of it sucks.
Yes. You know, the people who go to the Logies and are so full of their own self-importance that they can't even shut up when there's a performer on stage, bunch of wankers that they are. Yes.
Yeah.
Wankers.
You know what I'm sick of hearing about? I'm sick of hearing about Karl Stefanovic when he got a bit too drunk the next day. Couldn't come out and say he was drunk. He was exhausted. People are always exhausted. Yeah, I'm really exhausted from getting smashed on too much beer and things that I may have or may not have done, allegedly. I'm sick of that.
Yes.
I'm sick of people exhausted. You know, if you're exhausted, just say you're drunk. You know what? I was drunk. Whatever. Who gives a shit? I was binge drinking. I'm Gen Y. I like out of the box.
You know, every time I pick up the paper or look at the newspaper, or the same thing, look at it or pick it up, it's the same thing.
Yeah. It helps if you read it.
Well, no, that's where I go wrong. I should read, but it's all about Middle East peace talks. They've been going since I was a child. Middle East peace talk. The problem with Middle East is that these people, the Syrians, the Egyptians, and the Israelis, the Palestinians, they all come from the same race. They're all Semitic people. All the males in those cultures are circumcised. All that needs to happen is get all the leaders together to take their pants off and go, look, you're my brother! Give me a hug! Just...
I can't believe they haven't thought of that.
I know!
Claire. This has to be said because this program is just as guilty of it. And I am not Gen Y, but I would like to say I have had enough of hearing people bag social networking, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and all of the I've had enough of it.
Yeah.
Because people have always complained about progress. Oh, this fire hurts my hand. Oh, I'm not going to take penicillin if it tastes this gross. People have always... Back in the old days when the first monkey shaved his back...
Why are you pointing at me? Why would you do that to a fella?
No, his relatives are outside the cave going, look, he never comes out anymore. He's always updating his painting on the cave wall. Oh, look at him using words and conversations instead of hitting each other. These are just... Well, I'm just saying it's progress and we should embrace it. And Twitter away, little one.
Yeah.
Twitter away.
Actually, no, can I just say...
Strangely, the bin rejects your idea. Thank you. Yeah. Can you please take all of them, ladies and gentlemen? We're done. After the break, blow up your pants.
It's Good News Week.
This is Blow Up Your Pants, Gretel Killeen. You'll be great. Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. Good. Start the blowing. Oh, I got to do this. Start the blowing. Start it. Oh, it's like magic. E. That could be an upside down E, though.
Oh, is it?
Oh, no.
No.
Just thought I'd give that a shot. I didn't think it would work at all. Thank you very
All
much.
right. I'm ready, Freddie.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give it my best.
All the answers start with the letter you have in your hand.
B.
The B. E.
Right, B.
What did King Arthur receive from the Lady of the Lake?
Beginning with E. X. Ah! Is that a penis? I don't know.
Hopefully it's someone else's.
There is only one sword, Excalibur.
Excalibur. Thank you very much, Excalibur. How would you describe your first kiss?
Excruciating. It was a whippersnipper kind of thing. Oh, come on, you act like you've always been good at it. I heard you're still not.
I'm going to stop. Why excruciating?
It was that kind, you know, when you're young and you do that tongue pash, but you know you've got to move your tongue around, but you don't really know how, and It was a whippersnipper kind of thing. And then I choked. And I passed out.
Oh.
Recreate it. Do it again now. Do it again now through
By
the perspex.
myself?
Yeah, now do it now like
Tommy, you're such a tease.
Come on, do it. Do that or a pressed hand.
Back to the plot.
If you're a ghost, who would you haunt?
Oh, every bloke I've ever gone out with.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, including the fellow with the whippersnipper tongue that...
It being particular, yes.
One word to describe the Logies.
Oh, everything I've ever dreamed it would be. It's one word in a country. What word would you use to describe it beginning with E? Excellent.
Excellent is the first one that came to my mind. Enormous.
What would you use, Tommy?
I'd use the word extended.
Extended.
Hang on for a while.
No, for you, Tommy, I think it'd be evicted.
Well, Killeen in the booth. Not too bad. That's all right. Well, Killeen, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie, perfect. Time to blow up your pants. Come on, let's do it. Comfy?
This reminds me of the place, the kind of contraption I get spray tanned for Shane Warne the musical in.
You get spray tan for
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Has anyone done that? You know, you get to put your hands up and then an American woman talks to you and they do your front and you does your back. Do you know what I mean? It's the automatic thing.
I've only had one, but like I was really concerned with like, I mean, how does it get in the so you kind of have to, you can't park. How do you?
You don't.
I've only had one, that's why I didn't go back because I'm standing there trying to get.
Well, I didn't imagine that.
Anyway.
I didn't imagine that anyone would be peering into the crevice of my arm.
I'm enjoying this show more now.
Claire, I've got to ask, how much bending over do you do at the nude beach?
Depends if it's Clean Up Australia Day.
Let's move on. Hit the air. Let's start it. Oh, a miracle.
Thank you.
Here's the letter A, ladies and gentlemen. The letter A. Do we have the letter A? Oh, now, all the answers to these questions start with that letter. Are you ready, Eddie?
Yes.
Good.
That's why.
Who or what gets you hot?
Abseiling. Pretty much.
Adam sailing?
Abseiling.
Oh, abseiling.
Abseiling, yeah.
Abseiling.
You know, sometimes, you know, you're in a building, you don't want to take the lift.
Oh, like the...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you abseil a lot?
Never. The idea of it appeals.
But if you did, it would get you hot.
Oh.
Fantastic. I like that idea. What skill do you wish you had?
You know, abseiling, obviously. I get hot all the time.
If you die, who or what would you like to come back as?
An aardvark. An aardvark.
So if this is such a thing as reincarnation, you'll start at the front of the dictionary and just...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Triple A
good point there.
landscape gardening.
I thought it was like if Aardvark was an animal. It sounded a bit... Aardvark. Forget it, obviously my drugs are working. According to health experts, what substance is tricking teenage brains into thinking bad things feel good?
Oh, it's got to be alcohol.
Does it have to be... What is it again?
Alcohol.
Alcohol, ladies and gentlemen! Please give Eddie Perfect a big round of applause. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse, teenagers who drink heavily can associate bad experiences like vomiting and car accidents with pleasure. Alcohol releases a magic ingredient called dopamine. Says it all, really. Heavy drinking among adolescents also leads to a decrease in the size of their frontal lobes, as does driving into a tree. Young people are becoming desensitised. They think it's okay to be seen vomiting and it's okay to be seen fighting. In fact, they've even combined the two into a new drinking game called chunder boxing. That's good. Them now on 45 points, them on 46 points. Coming up, strange but true. Time to see if our teams have solved the riddle of the strange but true clues. Mikey, Gretel, Tom, you had Uncle Sam.
The gun.
We also have the machine gun. And finally, this haunting refrain.
Yeah. Yo. Come on, bitches, and Sensei Tom coming at yo. Oh, yeah, put your hands in the air like you're very indifferent, yo. I haven't rhymed anything yet, but I will soon, because I'm a ginger ninja, yeah. Check me out with my redhead posse. I'm a rap superstar. I'm going to be made. Me and me redhead mates are hanging out in the shade. Yeah. Thanks. Probably wasn't worth walking out the front for, but there you go.
It's good. It's very, very, very. I liked it. I like it very much. Very
I tell you what, Vanilla Ice must be shitting himself.
Me and my crew, we're the only ones who can do a... I don't need this. Me and my crew, we're the only ones that can do a drive-by sunburn. Oh, yeah.
How do the items connect to form?
I thought this was actually Peter, Andre and Jordan's divorce.
Bah!
Oh.
Well, because America, you know, the boobs. And whenever I see a gun, I think, why would anyone get married unless there was a gun involved? Shotgun. And then yours was kind of incomprehensible, and that united the concepts for me, and then I thought, that's too trite.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon?
Actually, look, I must admit, if Peter, Andre and Jordan break up, what hope is there for the rest of us? Those two crazy star-crossed lovers can't make a go. I just want to know who gets to keep the boobs. Anyway, look, come...
One each.
I think there's a bit of a clue here on the Uncle Sam hat. Where there should be stars is the crescent moon, which is, of course, one of the symbols of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I think it might be the story, because that Uncle Sam with the little goatee beard was Your Country Needs You, the famous recruiting poster from the First World War. I believe some of our wily, wascally friends of the Taliban might be using WAP music to try and recruit young terrorists.
In America.
In America.
In particular, my rap music, which I pen myself. And my rap has got a lot of people involved because the Taliban like hiding in caves, and so do people with red hair, so...
The problem is, aren't you meant to have female backup dancers? You're not even going to be able to tell that they're doing this.
No. And you know, in those particular...
Oh, what's rap without that? That's what it is.
Because most martyrs in the Islamic fundamentalist world are supposed to get 72 virgins. These guys get 72 bitches.
It's going to make the drive-bys a lot more explosive as well.
Yeah. Yo.
They do have it, ladies and gentlemen.
This makes sense because Osama rhymes so easily with Yo Mama.
Al-Qaeda has a new tool on the war on terror, rapping recruitment videos. And it's not that hard. Just change crack to Allah, gat to rocket launcher, and bling to all-conquering nation of Islam, and it pretty much writes itself. There's only one problem, finding stuff that rhymes with Al-Qaeda. Inside Al-Qaeda, there ain't no spiders. We don't drink cider. Our pants are wider. They help you hold the hump when you are a camel rider. Al-Qaeda's leader has even changed his name to Osama Bling Laden. Fatwa, boy slim. And shake your ass. Shake your ass.
Snoop, die, you infidel dog.
And to further impress rap lovers, they're going to kidnap the Pussycat Dolls and behead them. Claire, Eddie, Akmal, you had the donation?
And yes, and
Oh.
very cute.
Oh, don't encourage her.
The picture frame?
I had this, and I put this up before, and someone said, "That's a great Picasso." I said, "That's not Picasso, that's my head."
Actually, you look very much like a turtle when you do that.
Yes. Michelangelo's turtle, you know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja. Ninja?
Ninja. That's a completely different cartoon.
That is one unpopular turtle, the mutant ninja turtle.
That's a mutation.
Yeah, you look like a turtle's head poking out.
Yeah.
All right. Time to elevate the show once more to the dizzy heights of splendour that can be the answer. Here we go.
I've got you. Not you, son. Under my skin. Oh, very. I got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart. You're really a part of me. It's not medicine, is it? You know, little fool, you never can win. Listen, Lee, use your mentality. Wake up to reality. But before I do, just the thought of you makes me stop. Before I begin, 'cause I've got you. Shit, I've got you. I've got you under my screen. That's jazz. That's jazz.
Eddie Perfect, ladies and gentlemen.
I have to ask, when you were doing that, which one of you was Matty Johns?
There was one bit there where I was like, I was supported by nothing except Eddie Perfect's crotch. I was just going, nothing else is holding me up.
But that's quite a lot of support.
Yeah. Turns out it was enough.
Paul, if I was paranoid, I'd be thinking they want to host your show.
I don't actually mind at this point in time. Do we have an answer?
So, we've got donations, we've got artwork, and we've got something under our skin.
Yes.
So the answer that you...
It better be right, otherwise I demand a refund.
For anyone that caught that live, it was hilarious.
Yes.
It was like, oh no, the koala has myxomatosis.
I got swine flu.
This is a guy, right, who's tattooed from head to toe, and he's a big fat guy, and he's said that when he dies, and he specified when he dies, he wants to donate his entire skin to the art gallery.
Oh.
He is actually quite a large guy, and
Yes.
the first thought I had was, can they spare enough wall space? It's beautiful, and I understand why he'd donate it, but I still feel kind of left out. Like, I'm going to donate my skin to the National Gallery as a minimalist work.
Yeah.
I don't have any tattoos.
They have it, ladies and gentlemen, now. A retired teacher from Sydney whose entire body is one big tattoo has offered to donate his skin to the National Gallery in Canberra. He's got to hide. Not that big. Over 15 years, Jeff Ostling has had a masterpiece tattooed on his body with the theme All the Flowers of a Sydney Garden. And the tattoo is amazingly realistic because if you've ever peered into a Sydney garden, you'll often see a naked, hairy eccentric hiding in the bushes. Of course, his skin will need to be treated quite soon after he passes. The fear is if he dies naked in the garden, they might not find him for days. Stay tuned, Flesh Pops Fast Money is next. Okay, here we go. The game that gives with one hand and takes with the other. Kevin Rudd's Fast Money.
Okay, sunshine.
Right.
In New York, police charged a 17-year-old with underage possession of alcohol. Where did they find the beer? Come on!
Amish guy in his carriage. He was also on carriage.
Why was he...
It was Amish.
Amish, thank you very much. They have it.
Amish. I'm sorry, Amish.
Amish.
Oh, here's Amish and Andy.
In Mexico, a thief dressed as a cowboy and carrying a machete has an unusual MO.
He steals from them and then he makes them listen to him sing.
She's got it!
I know! Dressed as a Mexican, dressed as a cowboy. You'd pay for that.
Police in Madrid apprehended a burglar who tried to break into a house through the chimney. How did they catch him?
Santa.
Got stuck.
Oh. Actually, no, he got stuck and died, didn't he?
He got stuck and died. There's great humour there.
Sad.
And boys and girls, that's what will happen to Santa one day.
In San Jose, 7 office workers had to be taken to hospital and many others became ill. What happened?
One office worker cleaned out the fridge and released poisonous gases into the office environment.
That was just from opening someone's expired lunch.
There was a fridge full of rotten fruit. It had been left there so long, noxious gases were emitted. They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to throw the last one open.
Okay.
In Wales, a disgruntled shopper rang a supermarket to complain the pizza he'd bought had no topping. This could win the game. What was the real problem?
It was upside down. It was upside down.
What was your answer?
The pizza looked like Suzanne Boyle. But it sang beautifully.
I'm going to go with Claire on this one. The pizza was upside down. So, in the Treasury tonight, Mikey Robbins, Gretel, Killeen and Tom Gleeson scored an interesting 81 points. Downgraded by Claire Hooper, Eddie Perfect, Akmal, Saleh on 84 points. 10.com.au/GNW is the address if you want to get the podcast, the extras, or donate some skin, perhaps to the National Gallery, perhaps to Master Chef. So we say thank you and good night, Bud Tingle, and leave you with the good news for the week ahead. Controversy will mar the Victorian rock, paper, scissors championships when one contestant introduces lighter, flick knife, handgun. Brewer Lion Nathan will announce its mid-year results and admit that Nathan is a really lame name for a lion. On the weekend, the Salvation Army Red Shield door knock appeal will raise a record number of door knocks for those unfortunate people who never get visitors. The French Open begins on Sunday. I'm looking forward to the match between Jelena Dokic and a rocket launcher. Sydney will host a summit on ethics of the financial crisis. For example, it's not nice to yell jump. And in Brisbane, scandal will hit the National Bonsai Convention when the winners' trees are found to just be very far away. Good night.